of the stuff, you're going to steal the gem technically twice.
Yeah, we needed to run up the bid somehow.
You need to run up the bid and then steal the and then funnel the bids into some secondary account.
Right. I was actually thinking on that. If we can find a way to make sure that the bidders are flush with cash, like, say, by fixing the race that one of them is betting on so that he wins big, or, and on top of that, generally provoking them into seeing this as an ego thing.
That sounds like you guys are going to have to get to know the people themselves a little bit more.
Yes, we're going to have to learn more information, which means rather go like cantina diving or whatever, we'll have to visit the location of the Grand Prix.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, sounds like a lot of stuff to possibly consider or think about. I'm not exactly sure what to tackle first.
The game is your oyster.
Well, when is the race?
Let me scroll down.
That's where you go, ask computer terminal when the Grand Prix races.
Yeah, I assume there's
win race. Tell now.
hollow flyers.
Please help. Here's something I didn't read yet. The Grand Prix will be happening the day before, so the Grand Prix is in 2 days.
Okay.
That means the auction's on the third day. And Eris Shen will recommend that the race is the perfect cover for the PCs to gain entrance into the auction.
All right.
She also says that she can work with her father to get you guys loaned a cloud car, although she very specifically and empathetically stresses the term loan repeatedly.
All right, yeah, that's certainly interesting things. We don't have to worry about acquiring a fucking vehicle. Yeah, we can get
saying loan.
That's right. We can get J3PO a cloud car of his own. Loan.
Now we just need to get Jay included, ideally as a joke candidate, so that people underestimate him.
So that everybody bets against him, or not for him, at least.
So I suppose the next big thing would actually be to go to the site or whatever, like, registration office and figure out how one becomes an entrant in the Cloud City thing. And I suppose because, I don't know, who can be the most affluent-looking character out of the four of us? It would definitely be Laana. I'm definitely sure.
Not
no, it's B.
See, in that case, I have like a possible suggestion, Ryan, and for the rest of the group as well, of like maybe like trying to pose as like some like sort of like snooty like upper class person who's like interested in like having like her personal manservant and it being this protocol droid, like entering into the race and seeing how one goes about doing that.
Well, I just showed up and heard all these parties and plannings are happening, and I feel like I need to be part of it. So maybe I should enter my my servant droid here, because that would be hilarious.
Well, not to cut you guys off, but Eris and Aaron basically say we've already entered you in it.
You bitch.
That ruined all of the fun that we could have had with that experience there. Thanks for taking away our roleplay.
Now it's time to go bar diving and start bragging about how this chrome droid is going to beat all of their people.
Are you sure you want to pay? Sure you guys can afford the chroming?
I don't know how much
anything about actual chroming. We're just going to spray paint them.
All right, fine.
We're not dipping him in gold. We just want a chrome job.
That sounds really weird. How many credits does that cost?
How many credits does a chrome job cost?
I have an internet browser for that.
No, but seriously, a chrome job is the equivalent of like an outfit.
We're getting a CJ for
the question is, what do you guys still? The question is, what do you want to do now?
Well, we don't have to worry about...
Okay, well, we can also... What was it? There was mention of sabotaging the other people.
We actually need to figure out how many participants there are in this race and who they are so we can get a better idea, especially for Jay. Maybe on like our cool search engine here for Cloud City, we can find like holovids of like past races, and like the Prix has certainly been run before, so we can like study the track. Maybe we can somehow get you in to do a practice run for the Grand Prix, stuff like that, so you can be prepared.
Well, on the topic of the
who needs to be sabotaged or poisoned.
Well, on the topic of the competition, I'm going to need someone to make a streetwise check.
Computer.
Who's most? What's your role for
It's
that? Joe?
cunning. It's me.
It's me.
Well, no, I'm asking what your values are.
3 cunning, 1 streetwise.
We'd have the same then.
Okay, so difficulty
1.
2, 3, 1.
Yeah. If you ask around, it's pretty much get the exact same suggestion. A cantina named the Pod Racer's Retirement, a popular hangout for various mechanics and other crew members involved in the race.
Especially retired.
And since the most glamorous individuals tend to gravitate towards different establishments, the media have no real presence there because the pilots aren't there. It's just the crew, you know.
The ground crew.
Oh, so it's the people who, do half the race for them, basically.
Yeah, it's the people who actually do the race.
That's a good place for Lissa to schmooze, probably.
They can change a tire in 3 seconds.
That's not all they can change.
But don't tish, baby. So is Lissa going to go there? Who's going there? I have to go.
I'll definitely go.
I will, of course, go.
Sure.
Because I fit in with the grease monkeys.
All right.
Well, after that third.
What do you mean they don't like being called grease monkeys? Hey, grease monkey, give me a drink.
All right. Greasy in more ways than one. The Pod Racer's Retirement is
no one's brave or stupid enough to challenge a fucking Wookiee, right? A few exceptions unless they're drunk. So yeah, I can be the part of the chummy tourist who just goes in there thinking that he can just drink anywhere he pleases. Fantastic.
Sure.
And
Greasy.
Jay is expecting to be ignored.
Greasy in more ways than one, the Pod Racer's Retirement is a dimly lit cantina tainted with a vague undertone of hydraulic fluid beneath the reek of heated swill. Most of the patrons are dressed in shabby and oil-stained coveralls, as is the cantina staff itself.
So it's like a theme bar.
Yeah. Most people who are coming there look like they're just doing it in drinks. Just drinking. The bartenders, just drinking out, something like this. The bartender sees you and says, "What'll it be?" Cleaning an already clean glass whilst dirty ones lying around him.
Obviously, given my resilience and high sort of run, I obviously want the strongest thing that this pod racer thing. Clearly, my Wookiee physiology could impress these guys if I drink grotesque and obscene amounts of the strongest liquid they have to offer.
All right.
What's your least greasy drink?
Water.
I'm not convinced.
I'll clean the glass myself. He spits in the clean glass.
I'm less convinced.
You're less than not convinced.
What'll it be, tall guy?
I mean, I just fucking, gave the situation.
All right.
No tip
One
for you.
Gamorrean ale coming right up.
You boy. There we go.
Your strongest rot gut.
Rakcharr snorting derision at Gamorreans, thinking about how they captured and enslaved his family to sell to the Wookiee, not the Wookiee Hut, whenever he was a kid, and he'll just fucking he'll down the entire thing. I'll even make a
resilience check. Difficulty 3.
Difficulty 3. Chug.
You're fine. It's good. It's delicious.
Rakcharr takes the thing and slams down the empty glass, and just shrugs at the barkeep.
Barkeep's he just nods all right. First time
gained.
First time I actually see someone down that and not throw up. All right.
And not
the night
die.
is still young.
Then see something new all the time.
All the time.
So what are you here for?
I believe schmoozing. Were we doing this to try to get access to other racers?
I guess it's
just find out about them,
since Rakcharr has been so amazingly awesome, cool. You'd be well, this is my first time here at Cloud City, and I have a great interest in the Grand Prix racing, and I thought that coming here to this bar would be the best way to learn all about the racers who were involved.
You're gonna want to talk to old Sav over there.
Just so you know, I pictured Rakcharr looking at the inside of his gauntleted hand to read writing he's left there, and I have a great interest in the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
He's got to put that hand down and raise the other one to finish the sentence.
Rakcharr will turn his head to look at where the gesture from the barkeep is going at Old Sav.
Mm-hmm. Although, Old Sav looks like he's a... Looks like a guy who's basically worked for every different team in the Grand Prix and is quite the guy.
Quite old?
He looks quite old, quite experienced, and quite drunk.
Sounds like a perfect mark.
Time for the future.
Think we should head over and acquaint ourselves?
Yeah. Rakcharr will thank the barkeep for the observation and jokingly ask whether they hold any drinking competitions.
Everyone turns to gaze away from you. Not gonna win that one.
Damn it!
Old Sav's like, "Can I help you?"
All right, someone else can handle that.
Of course you can help.
Yeah, I'll actually sit down. Is he at a booth or something?
Yeah, he's at a booth.
Sure. I'll sit down with him and say, "Hey, can I buy you a drink?"
Sure, head tails, whatever.
Just smiles. I hear you're the guy that knows things about this race. It's brought quite a crowd.
If that's what you want to know, you're gonna need to spend a little bit more than just a drink.
I never said it was the only one.
All right. Gonna have to open up a tab. Barkeep, keep him coming. What do you want to know?
Barkeep, I'll take the IV.
What do you want to know?
Interested in hearing about some of the pilots, some of their crews.
Well, let's start at the top. That's where everything naturally started. This year, the media sensation this year and the all-around supposed person they want to win is the Stormhawks. They're sponsored by Manda Motors Corporation of the Outer Rim. You know, that weird Mandalorian thing.
She just, like, not really having much idea, just nods along like she does.
All right. They have spent more on their equipment and self-promotion than they could possibly win, even if they took first place in this race, which is crazy. They're just doing this for like an advertising stunt, but they're ready. Anyways, their pilot is a guy by the name of Garrel Hun. He's a bit of a suave. He cuts a suave and dashing figure for a Corellian. Some say he has $1 million smile, and the media loves him, but the other pilots hate him.
Has he raced here before?
No, he hasn't raced here before, because... Let me put it this way. There are blasters allowed in this race.
Really?
Yes.
Everything's coming up, J3PO.
Anyways, his co-pilot is a beautiful woman named Charatal, and he just sort of gazes off to the side. Anyway, she rarely speaks, and if she does, it's only about the matter at hand. In contrast to Hun, she never really trash talks like he does. He's a bit of an asshole that way. And despite Hun's, better watch out last, but he's a bit of a womanizer, if you know what I mean. But there's a bit of a speculation that the two of them are a bit of an item, so don't worry about it. You won't come up with anything. It's whatever. That's them. That's the Stormhawks. What else do you want to know?
Well, who else are the big contenders?
Well, there's the Hutt-sponsored team this year.
Of course.
You've got Relgar the Carbine Carre. Yeah. Yeah, he's a bit of a recluse. No one really knows much about him. Rumor is he's an ex-pirate. Rumor is he's an ex-pirate.
How interesting.
I think he's been backed and funded into this thing by one Caltho the Hutt.
Caltho, huh?
Either Caltho or his Kadijic. That K word.
His Khajiit.
That's his...
His Khajiit, yes. He's Miak. I really don't know much.
It's basically a Hutt's private fiefdom.
Yeah.
As a sort of like flashback here, Jordan, was Caltho the Hutt one of the mentioned names?
Yes.
I thought so.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. He's going to be outbidding money if we beat him at this.
Maybe, but you gotta understand he also put money into the race to do it, so
Right, I'm saying if he doesn't get a payoff from the race, he'll be less useful in driving up the bidding later on.
Maybe. Maybe not. Anyways.
Unless he decides that because he lost, he has something to prove now.
Anyways, the carbine, the gunner and co-pilot of the thing is a devious little alien named Garulo. He's a Zexto. Some XX word, I don't know.
I just imagine all these words kind of slurring together, creating...
Yeah, he has the only distinction about him is he holds the record not only for the most racers disabled in a single year, but over the course's race's 10-year history as well. He is also a notorious lecher and gambler, and can be found most leading up to the race, doing what you do. That's him. And the only other one that might be of worth this year, the rest of them just, sightseer tourists just entering for the hell of it, buying their own cloud car.
He glares at Rakcharr across the room as he says that.
Terran Razor, Cloud City's finest. He's been racing here all this time. He's outrageously blustered, has over-the-top predictions, which I love about him. He's never won yet, though. He's mostly considered just using distraction, but damn it if the locals don't love him. And God damn it.
The hometown hero.
Yeah. Doesn't have much in the way of funding, but I've seen the man's skills. He's pretty good.
Sounds like it'll be quite exciting.
And he's got a bit of a weird thing. He doesn't really have a gunner, but I think he has a modified security droid that he's maintained over the years. If you believe that.
Okay, so sabotage the droid.
How much work goes into these cars?
This is one of the biggest cloud car races in the entire sector. Racers spend basically the end of last year's race till now working on their cars.
It's always been kind of something that's interested me, seeing modifications like that. Do they actually show these vehicles somewhere?
There's some modifications you can do. I wouldn't be able to tell you where these modifications are being done. They usually have secret, hidden places they do these modifications that I've been.
So they don't store all the cars somewhere for viewing before the race or anything?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
You might be able to find out, or you might be able to find out where one or two of them are, but...
above board, I would guess wherever they're docking all their crap at. Is there anything else you guys were looking to learn from this guy?
You pretty much gave me my entire hit list.
The blacklist is real.
I don't have any questions.
All right. Well, it's I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure. What?
I was thinking about asking him how he ended up living in a bottle, and then I thought back to my own character.
Look at your...
It's like looking in the mirror.
It's like looking in the mirror 10 years down the line.
Mirror.
Lana points at old Sav is like, you'll be that in 10 years.
Hey.
And Lissa's like, a man?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Cybernetics have come a long way.
Anyways, you've gained quite a bit of information about the competition.
I'll
remind you
thank him for his time and excuse myself to go talk to some more racers, supposedly.
You really can't get...
Or whatever, like other
the crew that you get...
Enthusiasts.
You really don't get much more information directly from them. You do get tidbits here and there. Nothing that's basically like what he says. Like, I hear that the Stormhawks, they're a couple. I think they're actually married. But he's such a womanizer. Oh my god. Stuff like that. It's
That's why she doesn't leave.
But it's basically stuff like that. It's nothing, concrete.
No mention of where some of these vehicles might be kept.
Let me check.
She likes to watch. She likes to watch him beating women.
You don't know.
See that point. I don't know.
No, it's factual. I don't know.
I want to sabotage the fancy gear of the Stormhawks.
Well, you don't know where the Stormhawks is.
Poison that second crew.
You don't know where that is either.
And sabotage the droid, the third guy.
You can figure where that out is because everyone knows where Razor actually is, keeps his stuff.
Right. I'm just saying, I'm going to want to track all those people down.
Yeah, I think that's definitely on the list.
Along with so many
doing
other
each
ideas,
of those things in turn.
Like we're also going to want to try to get a better lead on the fallen apart corporation that has engineers because we want plans of the museum.
Yeah,
that too.
I have an idea. I've given you guys a lot of things and a lot of options, and I'm kind of forcing you to do it. So how about this? We'll end the session now, and you guys have a week to think about it and converse about it. Although I know you guys won't talk about it because you guys have never talked about anything.
Well, there's not much to talk about.
You can't say that with fucking 900 unread notifications every week, but this is actually something which does increase a decision. I was going to ask whether we could put this off until next week.
That's perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
it's a good idea to put together a list of things we need doing over the next 2-3 in-game days.
That's fine.
Oh no.
I'm trying to remember what that D100 chart was that Jordan showed us for everyone's
Something
obligations.
from Rakcharr
Yes.
is going to come back to fuck with him.
Fantastic.
Maybe the hut knows about you. Oh,
Damn
no.
it. Damn it, I waved on the cameras and then all of a sudden...
Fucking Cortho knows.
You guys will be getting 15 experience points for the session, as normal.
Should have taken off your helmet.
But yeah, you guys have a wide breadth of options to do. Any number of them are correct there. You can do this. They have this thing open laid out as openly as they can. Here are the options. Here's what you can do. If you think of something outside the box, I have to think outside the box.
Yep.
The only thing that you guys know is going to happen next session is something's going to happen with Rakcharr's pass.
Fantastic. I look forward to giving you all strain.
That's wonderful when there's a hut here.
Strain that cannot be healed next session.
Oh god, that's worse for you than any of us.
Yes. At least it's not a double number. If it was a 77, I think everyone gets double the strain, so I'd have
I think only the person it falls on gets the double. Everyone else still has standard.
No.
But I could be wrong.
I'll check it out, but right now it's not a double, so it's only everyone gets strained that they can't reheal until next week.
Am I missing anything from that list there?
Sabotage versus win rate, steal credit, steal jewel, profit.
Maybe
There's the auction itself where you have to try to drive up prices.
We're gonna somehow have to somehow ingratiate people or somehow persuade them to make them think that this jewel is more valuable.
And on that
Or
note, you might
that
want
it's
to learn about
an
them.
ego thing, or
Yes. Well,
Whatever.
keeping in mind that the person who's selling this is the fucking head of the Imperial, Trade and Commerce Commission thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which means
Yeah,
that regardless of what transpires, we're making that commissioner an enemy of ours.
yeah. So we can convince them that it's an ego thing and they need to win it in order to cement their status. This is good if we screw over Cortho because he needs to make a big show of still being on top after that. We can convince them that it'll get them in good with the Imperials, and we can try and convince them that the gem is worth more than they're saying it's worth.
I mean, along the way, all the ideas trying to hack through the computers and try to get more schematics. It's just that's a lot of dice rolls we're making, a lot of things that we're attempting to do. This is very ballsy, and I can easily see one sort of negative effect, multiple despairs, or even or multiple threats, or a despair, just like snowballing and just crushing us.
Yes.
Right. The trick is definitely to make sure that we have backups in mind for any of our plans.
Speaking of plans, like, we're not really sure how we're going to steal the credits yet either, aren't we?
The computer spikes and slicing equipment and actually, like, trying to hack into, I guess, a bank account where the money is collected after the auction.
So we're going to steal it from escrow.
Yes.
The Eris and Aaron did recommend you guys setting up a dummy account with them that you could funnel the money into that they could then launder for you. And you guys seem to have a problem with Aaron, which is good.
Okay.
I like Aaron.
Nobody likes Aaron.
Well, you know.
I don't like
I
Aaron.
like him less now that you've said that you like him.
I like him enough to consider Caltho the Hutt as a possible plan B.
There we go.
Wow, that says something.
Yes.
I like it. I like it.
I like him
Work with
enough
it.
to realize that I might need the Hutt in order to escape from Cloud City alive when this is all said and done.
There you go. Here's Caltho the Hutt right here.
Oh, man. He looks pretty serious, all things considered.
Mm-hmm.
He's got such tiny nostrils. How does he even fit things in there?
I'll actually just show you guys the entirety of the bidders.
All right.
Where's
Bidders
the-
row.
Am I missing?
Yeah, so is these fat nerds.
I think I'm missing one.
Nerd!
Maybe not.
Fat fucking nerds.
Anyways,
Just
here's
roll
the bidders they have. There might be another one I'm missing, but there's the.
Yeah, but
Hey,
there's
look,
supposed
I'm
to be
a bidder.
7 bidders, and the
Yeah.
7th one would end up being that husband of the
Yeah, he's
of
right
Aaron. Okay.
That is quite a beard. I like how we've got piece of shit. Awesome.
Vors is clearly Norse.
Probably.
Yes, that's his race, Norse. That's how that works, right?
Yeah, you have a
It's a race.
Togruta, a Twi'lek, a race that's like a Togruta but not.
Are there two Twi'leks?
Not a Twi'lek, actually. I could look
Twi'lek, not Twi'lek.
That guy.
Okay, we've got 3 different bidders that have
Shagry.
weird head tentacle things at any rate.
I think they're Chag something.
Chagrians. They're like Togruta and Twi'leks.
They're the ones with but they have like horns or like
They have They have head, tails, and horns as well.
like I have
I'm not just
hollow
trying.
horns and they have long spikes on both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Posturing.
It's just another. Hey, we barely modified the Twi'lek to make a new race.
Basically.
We all come from the same pool.
Star Trek, man.
Yeah, but
Is
the
it-
pool's closed.
Adult Swim,
Because somebody
motherfucker.
pissed in it.
And those are the bidders that will be attempting to do it. There's probably a 7th one that I haven't noticed, but you'll find out.
Alright.
Well, then I suppose we need to make contact with most, if not all, of them.
In order to provoke them.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's this asshole.
And there's always that asshole.
Let's hope that we never have to meet him, because if we do, then we have done something incredibly wrong.
Or incredibly right.
I do not
No.
want to meet the Baron Administrator. I also do not want to meet Lobot. I think we should stay away from Lobot. That'd be pretty
Speaking
good.
of Lobot, he actually is statted in this book somewhere.
That's terrifying. The fact that Lobot is
Meaning that
static.
Meaning it is a real possibility to run into him.
Yes?
Is Lando statted?
Yeah. Let me find out. I know he's statted like early in the book, like not like you meet Lando Calrissian. It's like if you happen to meet him, here's stats.
If you insist on going to meet this shady motherfucker.
If you cause a scene by attacking those fucking gangsters, like in that open market area, here are the things that you need to know.
He has a cool ability called Luck Be a Lady.
Of course
Once
he
per-
does.
Once per encounter, Lando may re-roll a skill check.
You go, Billy D. You go.
Has he been announced?
And
For
don't come back.
has he been announced for the Force Unleashed or whatever it's called?
I don't know.
Force Awakens. Anyway, yeah, ESC has stated he is a nemesis, by the way.
You know, I could believe it. That's great. It's time for us to derail episode 5, everyone.
Equipment 5, clothing, dashing, cloak.
There we go.
We have to kill Lando.
Let's crash the freighter into him.
Throw the thermal detonator into the art museum and run.
Yes, because Lando Calrissian is the secretly 7th bidder.
The Coruscant gem.
No, but that will just cause a major upheaval. Think of all of the millions of credits that'll be lost, and we'll be so egregiously hunted.
I like how they stat out how much money he actually has on him in case you guys rob him or kill him.
Please we rob Lando Calrissian?
Okay,
it's not like he hasn't done shit to deserve it at some point.
Well, no, we shouldn't be told unless we somehow contrive a way to rob Lando.
We're not going to rob Lando.
I will.
I'm sure we can knock him unconscious. I'm not gonna kill him, but
pat that motherfucker down.
He'll lose at Sabacc, by the way.
Get him real drunk, and then Sabacc, you might win the
I'm not fucking playing him in Sabacc.
Dude.
Yeah, what kind of idiot would do that?
He is the quintessential gambler specialization.
Then have to play Savik against him.
I'm not gonna roll dice against Lando.
There's actually rules for Sabacc in here. Let me find them.
Unless it's wrong, right?
I'm gonna find them because I want to.
I won't let you find them.
Too bad. Can't stop me.
No.
I don't want this.
I want to sabotage all the other major racers. Instead of
I really do want to do that. Oh my God.
I have a strong sense that, after this 3rd day, we are going to be on the run.
Maybe.
I don't think we have enough time.
We're certainly not going to be staying in Bespin.
Yes.
Right,
yes, I don't want to steal other objects from the art museum as well, because we're already going to have an incredibly upset commissioner of the Imperial, trade thing. I don't want to, make the entire Cloud City. So,
why give them a reason?
Right.
Well, you might not want to completely kill the people's hero.
And that's another idea, too. We need to consider what our escape route would be.
Mm-hmm.
We need to sharply consider, because it might not be so easy as we take the jewel and the money, and then we're allowed to just skip back to our vehicle. That's why I said, the Hutt sounds like a great option, because if there's going to be anyone who can help us get off of here, it would be the Hutt. I want to upset the Hutt least out of all of the people that we're going to upset.
And yet, our main way into the place is through upsetting the Hutt.
Well, that's just one thing, but I figure, if we end up having the jewel, we might... Hell, we could even double-cross the fucker who's given us this job in the first place, that banker guy, and actually just, have the Hutt launder it instead.
Whoa. You're just now having that idea.
Well, no, but now the more I talk about it, the more it's completely plausible. We sell the jewel to the Hutt instead.
Keep in mind, backstabbing business partners is a good way to get blacklisted in the criminal community.
Yes, which is
it's
why
also
that could have really dramatic ramifications on our reputation and ability to get future jobs.
Sure. In that case, we'll wait to see whether we're backstabbed first.
Exactly. We need to be ready to counter backstab.
That's right. That's why I'm saying we need to keep our channel with the Hutt open.
Sure.
Roll around them and backstab them.
Alrighty then.
Unfortunately, I may be called upon to do some things next session which may jeopardize our chances a little bit, because my obligation is called.
Thanks, Rakcharr.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that pop up.
You could probably work the obligation to a way of lowering your obligation or increasing it, or staying it.
Or just shooting it.
Yeah. It's a bounty hunter.
We have to drop
shootable obligations.
We have to drop our overall obligation by 10 before next session.
Alright guys, let's contrive a way during the week to just magically ban it. 10.
Oh, I know a way to do that. We throw one of the PCs off the edge of Cloud City. Minus
You're the
20
most likely
obligation.
to survive.
Genius!
You're the most likely to survive, then, Jay.
And another thing...
Which is why he should not be the one to be thrown over.
That's right.
I'm saying we kill a party member to lower our
not to keep it the same, damn it.
obligation by the amount
And
of
then the next party member that comes in has to have only 10. Well, no, if they come back in with 10, it'll only be 70, and he rolled 74.
So another thing that I'm going to do, and since they are mine anyway, I'm gonna, like, next session sometime, I'm gonna, like, try to nerd it up with the computer and be like, is there someone interested in exotic weaponry here, or maybe objects of art, which just so happen to also be weapons? I'm just gonna, like, consult the computer.
Yeah, offer them as art pieces.
That's right.
One Lando Calrissian.
I'm like, oh, that's the opportunity to mug him. But yeah. Is that seriously what the computer would say if I fucking, like, asked it?
he's interested. He's interested in that kind of stuff, but he would not be from what the computer says.
Okay.
Because
It's just like
he's just
a
interested.
generic computer answer. Anytime somebody offers purchases, it just refers you to Lando.
Lando Calrissian, please refer to Flowbot for information.
All right.
Nope.
Like, I just wanted to make sure about that. I mean, I figure Rakcharr would be alright, like, introduced. I mean, he's a Wookiee, so everyone would know that he should be in an Imperial slave camp, so they probably won't turn him in.
Lando really doesn't care about... Lando is, as you know, doesn't really like the Imperial administration, but he's all about business, so there's that.
Good business sense.
As long as nothing negatively impacts his business and everything is running smoothly, he doesn't care he doesn't care if you're a Wookiee, Trandoshan, human.
So what you're saying is,
Double
if we have
Trandoshan.
any business with him, we need to do it before we hit this museum.
And anyway, that gives me something to do next session because Jay's got his driving. There's going to be a lot of diplomatizing as well as mechanics and computer sabotage. Don't need to do a whole lot of punching, and I'm fine with that, but that means I'll just find something else to do.
It sounds like this race is a two-person team.
There's a driver and a shooter.
Well, that would certainly end up being the mechanic person. That shouldn't be me.
Well,
it's a good thing I've
And is this gunnery shooting?
This is gunnery shooting.
Okay, then Jay is only using agility for that. He should be the driver.
Yeah, Lissa actually has a rank in gunnery, so that would make her a great candidate for that.
Not only that, but
Yeah.
a proficiency die, I don't believe, beats percentage-wise an extra die. It just...
Nope, it does
There
not.
won't be any real chance for triumph.
Right, even then, he'd still probably be better off as
Yes, Jay is the better driver, Lissa's the better gunner in the situation.
Well, no,
Jay should be driving.
Jay should
He's
be
not
driving.
quite the better gunner, but he is better at driving than he is.
I will fucking strangle your goddamn neck and bash it against the concrete you're driving.
Let the Wookiee win.
Joke's on you, you can't strangle a droid.
That's why I'll bash his head against the concrete afterwards.
Don't tell him that.
That sounds like a challenge.
Just remember, Rakcharr, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey.
Ah, yes. But aren't we in the other hemisphere now?
No.
And the sphere.
I don't know.
Oh, and while that's being explained, I'm gonna just demonstrate on that little person-shaped flask.
It, like, works the other way. Like, the screw built into the flask works differently than what she thinks it does.
Oh, goddamn!
Son of a bitch!
It's righty.
I tried at the fucking cap trying to open it.
The fuck is this shit? Fucking gift shop. Yes, and I also have to.
I want to.
I also have to find and purchase those 50 credits of holovids for B because I meant what I said.
Man, I want to sabotage each of the other teams in a different way.
It would be nice
Okay.
if you could.
Okay.
It might be difficult.
Because I'm not confident we can actually beat them legitimately, and I don't have a backup for getting into the auction.
You know, that's a fair point to not be confident about trying to defeat incredibly experienced drivers who may have done this pre-race before.
Exactly.
What? You're saying this
like
isn't
this
an
is
underdog story?
This is a bad situation to walk into a fair fight, and we should not accept that.
Okay. I think that'll be up to...
Because, like I said...
I think that'll be up to the charmful and the skullduggery person to find situations in which we can somehow exploit your skills for maximum profit.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sabotage
we still need to find where
do
most of those
breaking
things are at
droid.
first.
You do know where one of them is,
Yes,
but
we know
every
where
other...
Terran Razor, Cloud City's finest, is.
Mm-hmm.
Their finest who has never won.
He's because it's because he has substandard equipment.
He's the people's hero, obviously.
Maybe instead of entering the race, maybe we could side with the hero, and that could get us an entry into the gala event if he won.
There's another way.
I was tempted to go with that, actually. Yes.
Whatever tells the best story for you guys.
What tells the best
in
story
that
is
situation-
fucking you guys, our player characters in the actual race. That's what tells the best story.
Yep. Side note, in that situation, sabotaging his droid is still the best way to get onto his team.
Maybe.
And then replace that droid with another gunner.
Hey, we have a gunnery droid.
Yeah.
Sort of.
B has a lot of talents.
Because that's who Aaron made to be. The legend of B continues.
It never ended.
Yeah.
The Chronicles
Yes.
of B.
That's right. That's right. B side.
Oh no.
B Chronicles.
That's right.
The B team.
This is definitely the B Chronicles.
Alright.
Oh, B.A. Baracus, you so funny.
I'm pretty worn down. I'd like to congratulate all their participants for doing a good job, and thanks, Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Same time next week.
Whoosh. Alright, folks. I'm out of here. Take care.